snow ticked the windows when my father's voice split the room. "Get out of my house!" The crystal birds on the spruce shivered as he roared, face blotched red. My daughter Iris gripped my sleeve, blue eyes wet with confusion. I stood still while my brother Caleb smirked into his wine, and my mother Marla polished napkin rings as if gloss could seal a crack. Between the carved turkey and cutlery's shine, I understood this wasn't a meal. It was an unmasking. None of them knew the mortgage, the SUVs, even my niece's tuition had been ghost-paid for years by the woman they were ejecting, me. I breathed in, squeezed Iris's hand. "All right." Silence fell. The fire hissed. Victor, my father, puffed his chest. "You've shamed us enough," he said, parading like a victim. "You quit your marriage, you quit a steady job to chase computer fantasies." I didn't answer. Caleb swirled his glass. "Come on, Dad. She's used to people leaving. Remember Jonah?" The name struck like a palm. My ex. My mistake. Iris's father. "Caleb," Marla sighed. Then to me with sugared pity, "Nadia, you shouldn't have arrived unannounced, expecting us to pretend." "What? That we're fine?" Iris whispered. "Grandma, I came to see the tree." Marla's face thawed, then refroze under Victor's glare. "It's okay, baby," I told Iris. "We've seen enough." I could have told them Asterion Systems inked a federal contract. That the trips, the kitchen remodel, the piano, all floated on my ridiculous dreams. But truth would only feed their hunger. "Come on," I said, guiding Iris to the door. Cold rushed in, smelling of pine and frost. I met no eyes. "Merry Christmas?" Snow blurred the windshield as I buckled Iris in and let the engines hum, drown the last of my father's house. She pressed her forehead to the glass. "Did we do something wrong?" "No," I said. "Some people mistake fear for love." At the hotel, she slept curled around her stuffed fox. I sat by the window with frostlight on my hands and opened my laptop. A message from Ria, my chief of staff, glowed. Federal contract countersigned. "Congrats, Nadia. Asterion clears 90 days of runway and then some." I should have felt triumphant. Instead, I clicked another tab, the one I never labeled. Transfers. For 5 years, the Harrison Family Trust had carried their show. Mortgage, cars, private school checks that arrived like miracles. Every month, I called it a bridge. Tonight, it looked like a leash. "Cancel recurring payments?" the prompt asked. I looked at Iris's hand splayed on the coverlet. "Yes," I whispered. One by one, the lights slid from green to gray. No trumpets, just quiet. I sent Ria a note. "Move our flights. We're going home to the coast. Also schedule time after the holidays to design a scholarship for women who never get a seat at tables like theirs." When Iris stirred, I smoothed her hair. "We'll have our own tree next year," I told her. Sea air, too much cocoa, and no one shouting. Morning laid a thin coin of sun on the snow. We checked out without fanfare. As I slid the key across the counter, my phone vibrated, unknown number. I let it ring. Outside, the cold bit clean. "Where are we going?" Iris asked. "Somewhere we're wanted," I said, and meant it. The coast unspooled like ribbon as we drove south, gulls scribbling the sky. By dusk, we reached our place above the water. White walls, salt on the railings, a fir in the corner blinking like it remembered forests. Iris hung a paper star and declared it ours. I set soup to simmer and checked my inbox. 17 messages from home. I opened one. "Marla, your father's card was declined. Call me." Caleb, "If you're playing games, stop." I closed the laptop and let the pot breathe. After dinner, Iris slept on the couch, fox under her chin. I carried her to bed, then stood on the balcony. The Pacific rode moonlight to shore. The old habit rose, to fix, to explain, to pay. I exhaled until it left me. I wrote 2 notes. To Ria, build a mentorship fund for single mothers in security. Selection, no press. To myself, stop translating cruelty as duty. 3 days later, the calls slowed. An envelope arrived, no return address. Inside, a card. "We saw your interview about Asterion. We're proud. M and V. No demands. No history rewritten." I set it on the mantel by Iris's star and felt the clean weight of choosing. On Christmas night, we ate cookies on the steps and listened to Tide. "Will Santa find us here?" Iris asked. "He already did," I said, and tucked the blanket around her knees. In the morning, we walked the beach. She raced the foam, won, shouting my name like a bell. I thought of the girl I'd been, playing piano for an empty chair, and found the applause inside my chest at last. When we climbed back up the path, the sea kept shining. I locked the door securely, not against love, but against hunger, and our home held fast.